cleaned up this place. That sounds terrible. That's how it was.
Alright,
That's how
this
it
is
was.
Lucky Smith. This is March 18th of 2012, and I am interviewing Mark right now for Star of News magazine.
Yep.
Thank you, Mark. So, alright, you worked at the Malibu, and then...
Yeah, so I took this guy there it was around 99 or 2000, I don't remember. And we had some beers, we were sitting by the bar, and he started talking to some girls who were Pepperdine students at the university, Pepperdine University. And there was one girl, she was Asian, I think she was Korean. She liked this guy. He was a good looking guy, girls liked him and everything, so. And they wanted us to go to that dorm with them. At the dorm there was probably like 4 to 6 girls, I don't remember. And I was driving a rental car. And I took him over there. And from what I understood, that he's going to stay there. And I told him, I offered him, listen, you can stay here, I'm going to pick you up tomorrow. I have to get up early in the morning because I was building my business. I had to do construction in the morning. And he didn't really react to that. He was kind of out of it, and which made me kind of wonder the way he started changing while we were there.
What do you mean he started changing?
He got from really funny to really serious, and his mind was going 100 miles an hour. You could think he tried to figure out what to do there and how he could get himself not in trouble. And when she
he went from just
having a greatest time to being really quiet and really odd and really weird until
and this is after he met the girls.
We were there, so, and one of the girls asked the girl that liked Mike, the Asian girl, if he's gonna stay. She said, is he gonna stay tonight or not? And she just shrugged her shoulders and looked at her, and then she turned around and looked at Mike, and I go, you can stay, Mike, if you want. And his body got really tense, and she goes, you gonna stay, Mike? And he jumped up really fast, and he goes, let's go. His eye color changed, they turned pitch black. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. So right there, he was worried about if he stayed there, he wouldn't be able to help himself, he would hurt somebody there. And he knew it.
And so his targets were pretty girls, I guess.
Yeah, he hated them.
Do you ever explain why? Did he ever open up to you about his childhood, or
no? It's just they from, in my opinion, he wasn't in control with them because he couldn't treat them the way he treated the ones that he was dating, which were not very attractive, most of them. He could treat them like dirt, and they would still be grateful to have this good-looking guy in their lives. And the good-looking girls, they would be like, "Fuck this shit, I'm out of here."
Pretty much.
You know what I mean? So that's why.
I wish somebody would treat me like that.
And that's why. And that's why I think that's what happened. But at that moment, back then, when they asked him if he's going to stay, he knew he would do something. He wouldn't be able to help himself. He wouldn't be able to control himself. And he would be in trouble because he knew I was there, other girls were there, everybody witnessed, everybody knew this guy. And he would just...
When was it that you signed off on him? What was the action that happened that put the nail in the thing?
I'll tell you another thing about that night. Every time we went to a party or something, he goes, you know what? Tonight I'm going to call myself Damien. Remember the Omen? Damien? He called himself Damien. He didn't introduce himself as Michael anymore. He would even tell me, don't call me Mike in front of them. In case probably if something happened later on, he wouldn't be remembered as Mike. So I didn't call him anything at all. I just avoided talking to him when it came to that because I don't know what the point was of this. I thought, okay, let this guy have his fun. Damien, okay, fine. It never even crossed my mind. You know what I mean? Just little hints came later on here and there.
Like you connecting the dots. But what was the final thing that does it? You know, I don't want to be your friend anymore. In your mind.
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
There's a few other things. This guy would change his hair color sometimes from black to bleach blonde. For no reason, he would have a cut on his hand or something where he could, think that he cut himself. He would come up with stories that he had an accident, that he electrocuted himself doing air conditioning because the girlfriend that he was dating, her name was Gia, that bought him all these things. She bought him an air-conditioned van so he can start his own business, which he did. And he was pretty good at it, I think. But what he would do, he would go to people's houses and steal their shit. He would steal their jewelry, find out where their safe is, and he would steal stuff. And he would show me diamonds sometimes and Rolex watches and everything that he stole at those places.
And he said, hey, I went and I robbed his house.
And not rob. I mean, theft. It's theft. It's not robbery. Robbery is something else.
Or theft. Like, what would you tell him?
I'm like, man, you're gonna get fucked. You're gonna get yourself in trouble. This isn't gonna happen. And then one of the detectives told me actually that they caught him one time. He had to give everything back. So something happened. They didn't want to tell me what happened, but something like that. So, anyways, one day with that girl named Gia that bought him all these things, he walked into my business, my tanning salon, and a friend of mine, the girl that helped me with my papers, for my green card, was there with me at the tanning salon. And Mike walked in with his girlfriend, and they were giggling, they were laughing, they're holding hands, and his hand was all taped up, bandaged, and her eye was swollen shut. And they were giggling like they're having the greatest time, and they're walking in, holding each other, kissing each other. And my friend and I, we looked at each other, we looked at them, and we go, what the fuck happened to you guys? And she goes, oh my god, Michael, he went crazy, he walked into my house and he started a fight with me, he started screaming, and Mike at the same time goes, yeah, I don't know what happened to me. I don't know, I went nuts, I don't know what came over me. But I punched through the glass door and I cut my hand on the glass door. And she goes, yeah, he went crazy, he punched the glass door. At that moment, I believed what they were saying, but then months later it hit me, years later probably hit me, that this guy probably, that's my opinion, he had killed somebody, he cut his own hand, and to have an alibi for that cut, he went into her house, created a fight, punched through the glass door.
But why does she have a black eye? He beat her?
Punched her. To make it more believable.
Oh my god. Was he on drugs?
No. If he ever gets, at least
this is normal.
Let's say after.
Because I can kind of understand this is like maybe from a cocaine come down.
No. He was just psychotic, I think. No, I shouldn't say that either. He had a really bad temper. He was thinking clearly. He wasn't delusional or something. He didn't come up with some. He lied his ass off about certain things, but he knew that he was lying. He just tried to impress people. But what I think, if they had caught him after that, after he cut his hand, the first thing in law enforcement, what they do, most good agencies, what they do, if somebody stabbed somebody, obviously, they check their hands. Because most murderers that kill somebody with a knife cut themselves in the process. They're so into it, they slip up, there's blood, people slip, they cut themselves. So this guy cut himself probably the night prior. He went to her house, he created this scene, so later on, if he gets arrested or something, or he gets questioned by police, they check his hands, they would say, hey, how did you get this cut? And he could say, I had a fight with my girlfriend, I punched through a glass door, and the first thing they would do is, okay, let me see your girlfriend's number. They would call her, they would say, this is Detective so-and-so, did Michael, you know a guy named Michael Julo? And she would say, yes, my boyfriend. They would go, did he cut his hand lately on your glass door or something? Did he ever break a glass door? And she would go, yeah. And they would go, you saw him cut it? Yeah. Shit. And they wouldn't have anything.
And how was his brother? Was his brother
he was a nice guy.
Anything, any connection, any inkling?
No, his brother wasn't.
Are you still friends with his brother?
No, haven't seen him. His brother's not cooperating with this whole case. He's not talking to police and nothing. And I don't know if he knows what Mike did, or if he's just in total denial.
I mean, there's no way of denying it. It's all across. Every national news station has broadcast something about the story. Yeah.
You did your research?
Mm-hmm. Yes. So
you see,
and there's no denying it. I mean, it's going down in history. It is an ongoing trial.
And exactly what I told people way before he got arrested, what's going to happen to him. When I told my friends, including Doctor.
When did he get arrested? What year? Or was
2008.
2008.
I think it was June or July.
And 2008, and right now the trial is still ongoing in Los Angeles and Chicago, correct?
It hasn't started yet.
In Los Angeles hasn't started?
Nothing has started yet.
So he's just been, is he free right now, or?
Oh, no.
Oh, okay.
He's in jail, he's awaiting trial.
Well, you always could post bail.
No, this is a bail nobody could post. I think it's $1.5 million. You know what I mean?
Well, nobody's willing to post.
His dad, after Mike got arrested, his dad paid about $50,000 to Mike's first attorney. He has been through a string of attorneys. And the first attorney, I believe, told Mike that he has to plea just to save his life because the evidence is too strong. He's not going to get him off. And he fired him.
So
Mike fired.
So from 2008, like, when was in 2008 was when you're like I was right, or when was it that you're like?
I stopped talking to this guy probably in 2003. There was a girl that was friends with him. Her name was Amy. Amy Bone.
Okay.
Like a bone. B-O-N-E. And she worked for me at my business.
And what business was this?
The tanning salon in West Hollywood.
Okay.
And I think this girl was in love with this guy, but he, didn't feel the same way about her. I asked him one time why he doesn't like her, because in my eyes, she was a beautiful girl. He goes, she has no money. He liked somebody with money. He wanted somebody to take care of him. And I told Amy as well, stay away from this guy. This guy's not good for you. You're gonna get hurt. And she kind of played it off like, he's okay. He's not that bad, Mark, and he's not a bad guy. So Amy was working for me for a few months until one day when Mike came to my tanning salon, and I was behind my desk with Amy, and I was on a computer. My computer, my Windows was still on, and I was on a dating website. And my email, I just closed it, but you just click on it and open it. I went to the restroom and I came back. He was behind my desk. He had no business being there, and he was going through my email. And I said, "Get the fuck out, you motherfucker! How dare you go through my shit? Get the fuck out of here!" And he walked around the desk, and it was really awkward moment. Nobody said anything.
Amy was in this room too.
No?
Was Amy in the room?
She was standing between us.
Okay.
He walked out of from behind the desk. I go, nobody has any business being here except her and myself. That's it. And he goes, why do you get so hung up on this? I'm the one that taught you how to do it. The dating stuff. You met a lot of girls through the dating sites. That's why sometimes I read through those dating sites. I'm on Plenty of Fish, and there's some girls that actually try to advertise their business. There was one girl that I met there. She advertised her Thai restaurant with name of the restaurant and everything. I'm like, listen, girl, there's some people that will be offended. They think you're here to date, and then they find out that you just and they get you open a door, a really bad door, and they come over there and they find you. There's thousands of people in here. There's at least, out of every 1,000, there's at least one of those.
Psychos.
Oh yeah, absolutely. There's more than that, but then I'm just that's a low figure not to lose faith in humanity. There's tons of serial killers out here, tons of them.
Okay.
Tons of them.
I'm gonna go ahead and cut off, and then we're gonna start again.